You know, and I know, and they know, cause we know, we go all in, you know, and I know, they know, cause we know, we go all in. Connection. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing. It's your boy. What is going on here? The intro, Dub for the intro. Appreciate you, Rob. You're now listening to the All Dressed Up podcast. This is your boy, K Dizzle DC. And tell them who you are, man. Wait a minute. Something feels weird. Something feels hella weird.
What's wrong, man?
Flip that up. All right, there it is.
All right, now we back.
Tell them who you are, baby.
Look, man, it's still your man, Have Streams, man. It's the All Dressed Up podcast. I'm excited to be here. What's good, Rod Coop? What's good, Purcell Green? The intro is a dub because K Dizzle came up with the original sound, man. But welcome, man. We live. If you haven't, if you forgot, we are live. You can come through and interact. The number will be on the screen. We're gonna talk about some good stuff tonight. What's good, K Dizzle?
Everything is everything. And look, I know because you have it down there. I don't know why you gave yourself a title. Gave yourself the title after Commanders. We'll get into that in a minute. We know the who's playing tonight, 49ers and who? The Falcons?
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's an L for the Niners. I apologize, Mike. Sal's in the building. What up, Sal? 301-85.
What's good, Sal? Shout out to the Enough Said podcast.
Enough Said podcast in the building, man. Look. Oh, so much happened this week. Where do you want to start? Do you want to just go with the obvious in the NFL? Let's get that out the way.
Hey, go ahead.
You want to talk about the Eagles?
It's very easy for me. So if you want to go NFL, it's going to be very easy for Have Streams, man. Let's do it.
Hey, so weird week for football. Go Birds. Shout out to the man, Rod Coop. It's in the building. Go Birds. We actually pulled it out, put some offense together, and beat a Minnesota Vikings team who is fairly decent with Carson Wentz behind the ring. What happened to those Commanders? Your daughter said they were going to win. Have P is coming in hot and heavy, giving you smoke.
P, I would like to know. I would like to know what date and time is your YouTube picture from, because that is. But it's okay. You know, I always go into a Commanders Cowboys game fired up. The rivalry isn't what it used to be, man. But I was talking a lot of shit saying we were gonna win it. You know what I'm saying? Because the defense is really bad. I'm gonna get it out there and just tell you all the truth, man. The Commanders had a great year last year. They overachieved. The defense really took some major steps back. Let's call a spade a spade. What's up, Erica? Man, one of the day ones is in the building. Erica, she could come through and say go Birds. I ain't gonna be mad at Erica for that. But but look though, for the defense is some shit. And they had no receivers. I mean, what do you expect Jayden Daniels to do when your top three receivers are out? I don't cry injury, but and the defense is trash, man. So it's gonna be a rebuilding season. They got some things to figure out. I don't think it's gonna be anywhere as good as the season as last year, man. Hopefully they can figure it out. But the NFL doesn't have a clear-cut, I think, champion to really crown through the first quarter of the season. I think it's one of those years where the Chiefs are looking good again, man. Mahomes has got his guy back. Rice, he already had 2 touchdowns a day. Shit, Matthew Stafford threw 5 touchdowns. So how do you feel about your Eagles? Are they still the team that everybody is playing up for? Or is there going to be some... Oh, hold up. Time out. Question of the night. Marshawn Lattimore made a play in Washington since he's been in Washington, Erica. I don't know what the fuck he did, how he pulled off getting a deal, getting traded up. I never knew he was that good anyway. They told me he was great coming from the Saints, K Dizzle. I said, all right, we'll see. Not up to East, man. Not up in the NFC.
He said y'all down, but y'all down, but y'all may not be out.
Nah, we're not gonna win no chip though. So get that out your heads. Get that out your heads, man.
Chip is out. The chip is definitely out the question. Well, it's a weird season. It's definitely a weird season. We got mollywopped by the Giants a few weeks ago, so I'll take anything with a grain of salt. Okay.
Who saw the Giants game today?
I didn't watch. I saw 33 points in the first quarter. That's all I saw because I got a Broncos fan with my phone number. Shout out to the Broncos fan who let me know they scored 33 points.
I gotta watch the replay, man, because the score changed so many times. I was at my sister's baby shower, by the way. Man, my sister Destiny, man, she had a very, very nice baby shower today. Shout out to her. With her had a great time with the family. But I was peeking at the score, and I saw the Giants had the lead all the way up until the end of their mic, and the group text was like, Giants fans got to be sick. I said, oh, that's nobody lost.
You already know.
So the Broncos ordered up.
Yeah, so I think that I'll say this, Erica. It's been some crazy stuff in the NFL in the past weeks. Teams are not what we thought they were. As a matter of fact, it's just teams have gotten better, and teams have played sloppy, teams have played good, and it's just been all over the place. So you can't really get a foothold on who's going to do what, when, where, and how. The Broncos did come back from like 19-0. They were getting smoked, and they won 33 points, similar to what they did to the Eagles, a couple of weeks back. If you let some of these teams hang around, or you give them you give them momentum, it ain't going.
Hey, Erica.
Look.
Hey, K Doesn't put the number up because Erica's talking that shit tonight. Look, I'm telling you, every game is drama filled. Every game is drama. And DraftKings. I'm at the baby shower. My second mom, who kind of I grew up with her, growing up in the hood. Mm-hmm. She looking at me. She's like, my parlay's saying this. I'm like, damn, people are pulling their parlays. Granny's pulling them up in the baby shower. Everybody's doing it. But that's how you know it might be rigged, because it's crazy, man. It really is. I woke up this morning before I had my cereal. Matthew Stafford had 5 touchdowns on their asses in one.
Look, 301-857-1757. Text that number. We'll send you a link. You can come on and talk your talk. I will say, man, it's a lot of crazy things going on. I am not a conspiracy theorist. However, I do think gambling has a part to play in the entire process. I think if the money's too high, things change.
There's too much money. Too much money, man.
Who thought Cincinnati and Pittsburgh would score over 50 points in that game? Nobody thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, Joe Flacco took that. Joe Flacco took that in the test drive. He said, "Let me show y'all how it feels to have a nice car. Let me see how it feels to drive a nice one," because that's what he did. He jumped out there with that wide receiver group and showed you what could be done with them with the right 3.5 seconds and Jamar Chase, and that's all Joe Flacco needed to carve Pittsburgh up.
Super Bowl era. You would think. I know the Browns were pissed seeing Flacco play like that.
Can't be pissed. First off, the Browns should be ashamed for everything that they've ever done. They are the worst guys in the history of the NFL. How do you trade Joe Flacco to a division rival who lost their quarterback, their main chance to not be relevant this year? You basically give them to Cincinnati. Even Mike Tomlin came out there and was pissed because he was mad at what Joe Flacco did to them. He carved them up. Torched him. Mike Tomlin said, "How in the hell did y'all do this? How did you get away with this type of bullshit?" Because now Joe Flacco's sitting back there at 50 years old, throwing just floaters, just floating it up to T. Higgins. Jamar Chase had like 16 catches.
Jamar Chase was carving them up crazily. It was ridiculous. And the fact that you do that and you have an absolute shit show at freaking quarterback position, that you give one away to your in-division rival who's a decent quarterback that just needs help, right? Just needs the right calls, just needs help. And that just was crazy. So Erica said, "Hey, nah, y'all gonna hear what I got to say." What up, E?
Hey, y'all.
you.
I got my bon I got my bonnet on now. I'm
Yo,
watching
you
this
good.
what is this? This Falcons game. But nah, for real, it's FanDuel. They rigging these games. And it's affecting like the outcome because I be doing like parlays and stuff sometimes. And just watching how they dropping these catches or all of a sudden that they not getting yards or they taking yards away. Y'all, man, let me take this bonnet off. Oh, it be pissing me off,
Hey,
y'all.
hey, Erica, how you
I'm
been, Erica?
telling
What's good
you.
with you?
I've been good. How
How
you
you
Hey, look,
been,
been?
Erica?
I'm
FanDuel.
doing real good.
Hold on. Hold
Let
on.
me tell y'all
FanDuel.
what's really going on. I'm in a government shutdown, y'all.
Ah,
It's
Here
getting
we go.
real out here. I'm
Here we
out here
go.
doing parlays to survive.
Here we go, K Dizzle. There you go.
They holding out paychecks, so I'm doing parlays to buy groceries, y'all. This is terrible.
hey, look.
Lord.
They said you can't make 250,000 off of $11 parlays. They said they're not gonna give it to you,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
They're
And
not
then, like,
gonna-
when you miss by like 1 yard, man, they make you want to go out and fight. I'm like, come on, bro. Everything almost hit, but 1 yard. Terrible.
every
Terrible.
every parlay almost hit. It's like they know. It's like they
Yeah,
feel what you
they
waiting for.
half they do know because they wrote the script. They know.
Telling you.
Trust me, they know. They be like, Bo Nix, do this, do that. You can't tell me. When
yeah.
you watch these games on the commercials, it be like sponsored by FanDuel. What?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, you can't tell me all of this mess they ain't in cahoots together. Somebody getting
Hilarious.
paid, but it ain't me.
There's
I ain't
gotta be
getting paid.
it's gotta be something in the water. It's gotta be there's
Hey,
some part to it. I
hey,
will agree that. I will give that up.
my friend who's a Giants fan, y'all just text me. He said the Giants gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter.
33 points in the
How in
fourth
the
quarter.
hell?
33
How
points in
in
the
the
fourth quarter.
hell?
So let me tell you about that half, right? So like I was tight, right? Because I had bet on the Broncos and I was like, damn, my shit ain't gonna hit, right? Or let me watch my mouth. I was like, it's not gonna hit. So then like fourth quarter, they just stopped balling. And all of a sudden stuff just started hitting. And I was like, thank you, God. He know we need groceries, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
look,
But I'm
hey,
gonna
Man.
tell you what didn't hit. The Commanders didn't hit. If anything was on the ticket for the Commanders tonight, it was bad news, man. Bad
So
news.
let me ask you about that. Was McCroskey, was he hurt or something? They just
His,
took him
his
out?
he couldn't get any production. Plus, the score got out of hand, so they stopped running the ball.
Okay.
So they started throwing the ball every down, and James a throw too. It was getting bad. Then the
Yeah, because I was
Cowboys
watching so
started
many
hitting Jaden, so they
games.
took him out. It was bad. It was
you
really
got
bad, man.
different interests.
I was
You got
all over the
different
place. I was trying to keep up
interests.
with too many games. I was like, I don't know what's
Yeah, it's
going on right
bad.
now.
The
My
NFL is
parlays
crazy.
just
The
started
Eagles
getting.
sitting there. The Eagles are sitting there. You'll think that the Eagles game is over, and it'll be seconds left, and all of a sudden the team got a chance to beat y'all. I'm like, oh, I'm like, not my
No, my
Eagles,
team, we
not the
struggling a
lot.
little bit. My Eagles, we struggling a little bit, but we ain't out. Don't count us out. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get some things together.
Five
Quinion
and
was out
two.
there today, but we just gotta make some stuff shake.
5 and 2. You already know
Y'all
what
gonna
it
win the
is.
Super Bowl again?
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I mean, I hope we do. I don't. I feel a way about Kevin Patullo, but
you
sorry.
spoken like a
Ah,
true Eagles fan. We ain't never talk about coaches so much in our lives in the past 5 years. But look,
Y'all, let me tell y'all how Devontae Adams single-handedly killed 4 of my parlays. I said never again. You will never see another parlay. I'm so sick of him.
and how your boy
look,
Stafford
look,
throw 5 touchdowns on the day Puka Nakua wasn't even playing?
yeah,
Puka Nakua on the ball. Devontae Adams come out there looking like it's 2013 all over again. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Did you watch the London games last week? The Jets and the
We don't
dang,
watch
who did they
Jets.
play?
There's no point to watching
I,
Jets
I,
games right now.
Let me tell you about man K
Shout out
Dizzle.
to the three
Justin Fields threw for like 40 yards the whole game. I ain't never
yeah,
seen nothing like that.
he a crash test dummy. me,
I
somebody gotta
said
check that boy
I'm
out. He
done.
crash that.
These 9:30 London games, I'm good on them. I'm going back to sleep. I be waking up for this stuff, and it's just like stupid.
Hey, look, Erica. Look, we gonna move on, but look, we love you.
Okay.
We thank you. And
We
look,
love you, Erica.
we're gonna be praying for you in the shutdown. Reach out to us. You got all our information now. If you need anything, that's
Yeah, I just had to come on me in my bonnet because I was
where you go.
give me.
Oh, there you go. You took the bond. Oh, you
Oh
locked
my
out.
god.
I still hear you.
Dang, what
The
happened to me,
bonnet fell over
man?
the lens. The
Got
bonnet
put
fell over
on.
the camera lens.
Bonnie,
The
push the
bonnet
video
bumped the lens.
button. We love you, sis. Love you, buddy. Hey,
Shout out
look,
to Erica, man. One of the day
it's
ones,
hard
man.
one of the day ones. It's hard out here. But look, the NFL is going crazy right now. It's a little bit all over the place. You really can't pin down nobody saying anybody's a clear cut candidate for, Super Bowl. Even the Eagles, even though they're doing 5-2, people are overcritical of them because they don't look like they looked like last year. And there's no way that's going to happen. Simply the fact because everybody gets better. Everybody has tape on them now. And so things change. It's all good.
But
It's all good. We appreciate you coming up.
But I keep saying
On
this
it
to
at all.
you. How do I sound? Is my sound coming through?
Sound good.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All
sound
right.
good.
Thank you, man. Shout out to K Dizzle. Shout out to K Dizzle and bless me with another microphone. Man, that's my guy, man. So, but that the Eagles get competition every Sunday. Everybody plays up for Philly.
course.
It's that team now. Y'all have that team.
Mhm.
So you can't expect every week to not be drama filled and feel. If Rod Cooper, if you still in the chat, follow through and chat it up because every week a team is coming for you guys. You guys are the champs. I'm not going to trip on the Philadelphia Eagles because you're 5-2. One game's ugly, and that's the best thing about the NFL. When you can win games in an ugly manner, I'll take it. And that's what I keep saying to you guys until enough said. The more wins that you guys can pile up going into the playoffs, as long as you stay healthy, the better. I don't think that you have to be really running on all cylinders. Okay.
Yeah.
So
no, you're good for now. You're good right now. Go ahead.
I don't think that your guys should have to be running on all cylinders going into the playoffs. I believe that they can turn it on when they get there. I think just getting, staying healthy that offensive line back up to par like last year, I think they'll be fine. I really do. I think the Eagles and the Chiefs are still 1-2 to me, clear cut.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think we still the team beat until somebody knocks that crown until we get close to the playoffs and see what's what. Then we'll figure things out. But right now, it's a lot of teams that we thought were going to be good and looking so good. It's a lot of teams that are in shambles but are still looking great. And it's some other teams that are still playing competitively. But, the NFL is doing what it normally does, which is go against what the perceptions and the mindset is on what's out there and what's going to happen. And so we're excited to see where it goes because we're in the second half of it. So look forward to that. Look forward to all of that. I do want to move on to this one, though. Did you get a chance to watch the Kirk Franklin's Den of Kings podcast? Did you get that link? Did you watch it?
I did not. Please educate me on this, man, because I did not get a chance.
All
right, so you telling me Kirk Franklin's got a new podcast called Den of Kings?
Well, it's not new. It's been around for a minute, but it's been around for a minute, and there was a lot of different parts in it. First of all, it's NLE Chopper, it's Ray J, it's Kirk Franklin, of course, Jonathan Majors, and Kev on stage. What's my other guy? Says the Great Mental on Wealth. It's a guy that has his own podcast. Let me see if I can share this screen real quick. I'm not going.
Yeah, break it down, man. Tell us what Kirk Franklin out here doing now, man.
So no. So it's podcast and it talk about mental health, right? And one of the things that came out in this podcast was the inexperience, or what it showed was age versus experience and how that changes the dynamic of a conversation, right?
Okay.
And I want to play one part here. I'm gonna grab it really quick, where him, Ray J, and NLE Chopper have a back and forth here. Let me see if I can Pop that real quick. Look at that commercial. Look at the Lord not doing. Well, that's the devil. The devil doing stuff he ain't supposed to be doing. Let me see. Hold on. You hear the audio?
First off, I want to say to NLE, like, I fuck with you, and I appreciate you.
I gotta watch this.
Really, genuinely trying to like make sure you say what you feel and from your experiences, and also put out this word where it can help people, because a lot of people listening, and I respect that. I do, man. But like, and when I was 22, bro, nobody could tell me nothing. 22, 23, 24, 34, 36, right? It's all different. 42, 40, right? It's different. But in his situation, he's right there. And that's where it's at. So it don't matter what we say about the years that we put in after, and what happens to the years after that is a little bit different, and it gets a little trickier, right? But when I was 22, when I'm 22, that's all you can tell me.
You trying to get
and the OGs, they used to tell me shit, and I'd be like, for sure, OG, much respect. All right, cool. That nigga don't know what he's talking about in my mind, and walk away, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. But I always show
all did.
You know, you know what I'm saying? You go, he like, for sure. He like, and I'm telling you, man. He's like, all right, man. All right, OG, all right. And you like, you don't know what you're talking about, because I know what I'm talking about, right? But 22 and 32 is different, and 42 is different.
Trying to tell him.
And the way you going is, like, if you keep your head on straight like that and know that at any time, everything could change, like in 1 second.
It's already done. It's done it multiple times, yes sir.
Meaning what?
It's done, it's changed multiple times.
But what I'm saying is, no, it is, but it hasn't changed. Like, you don't understand it yet. You don't understand.
I don't understand what yet.
What 32 looks like.
Yeah, I do not. You're right.
What 42 looks like.
But
there's no but to it.
No, it is a but.
No, it's not.
The way that you looked at the OGs and you said you don't know what you're talking about is the same way I look at the OGs, and I receive what I can, and I take it with a grain of salt and apply what I can't. I apply what I can and I leave what I can't. You feel me?
But
So,
are
like,
are you eager to listen tonight?
Have I not?
I don't think so, not yet.
It's all good. If you don't think I listen, then I feel you to think. I know I'm listening though. I listen to this brother's story and I relate. Listen to this brother's story. I relate. He said he overdosed. And nobody talk about time when I drove into a tree, to a light pole trying to, Wow. I got my own instances too. I'm just, I'm a little bit too, probably it looks as if I'm trying to keep it hidden.
Hold on.
But if I put
2 or 3 times, but when you're 42 or 55, you have literally, like Ray J said, you have actual time. There's experience where you have experiences, and then there's experience where you've experienced things over time.
That's your daughter does that?
My niece.
Your niece.
Yeah.
My daughter does that with me. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing. At 22, I used to love SpongeBob as a kid.
Right.
It came back into fruition.
Let me jump in real quick, guys.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, let me jump in real quick. Go. No, finish. No, finish. Go ahead, King.
This way you trip.
Yes, sir.
Rachel.
Yeah, thank you. Whew. I've been trying to say something, goddamn it. No,
Go ahead,
I'm just saying, NLE is my, and he's smart as fuck, and he's his own, you carved out your own way, so you understand.
I would see that.
You understand by being your own boss. So nobody can really tell you nothing.
No, that's not
No.
true.
Let me just finish. Let me finish.
That's not true that
No,
nobody
you're
can
right.
tell me.
No, you listen. No, you listen
Because I'm
too.
listening.
No, you listen too. No.
it's not.
You listen too. But what I'm saying is, think about it. And I know your mom. I know you. You manifested where you are right
Yes,
now.
sir.
So you understand
The
that.
grace of God.
Cool. That's what you feel.
That's what I know.
Got it. Now, do you feel like you're at that experience level to where you can tell these and give these some advice?
Do I?
Really? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you can give Jonathan Major some advice?
Do I feel I'm at that level?
Yeah, not successful.
No, that's a good question.
I'm talking about experience.
Knowledge wise.
Right.
Yeah, do you feel like that?
I can only give what man is willing to receive.
That doesn't make any sense. But
Yes,
that
does.
doesn't answer the
Break
question.
it down.
Do you feel like your experience? Do you feel like your experience in the world that you can give Jonathan some advice
if he's willing to receive?
That's way out. I need to smoke a cigarette.
Southern, let me jump in and say that.
Yeah. So look. All right. All right. Half, what'd you see in that? I think it was like 3 minutes, bro. What'd you see in that 3 minutes right there?
I mean, hold on a second, man. So I'm gonna keep it real with you, right? Hold on,
Go
let me
ahead.
get my damn headset together. God damn.
Get your life together over there, man.
So before I start talking shit, but so you got a panel coming all together for one. That's the one observation that I made, and I'm not gonna knock the Denny King's podcast and that platform because I'm actually looking to actually go back and watch it now.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, Ray J's talking about the fact that, you know, can a person give advice and been through that experience to live that time on earth? I guess is what he was asking NLE, and NLE was responding back by saying he can only give advice to a man who's willing to receive it. And then I see Ray J spaz out and crash out and walk off to smoke a cigarette. So I don't know what they were trying to get out of that conversation, but I don't really go to Ray J for any wisdom in any of those conversations, to keep it real. Hey, Kimmy.
Hey, Kim, what's up?
So is Ray J an OG that we go to for these types of conversations? I'm just asking.
So look, you're missing the message because you're looking at the messenger.
Okay.
You're missing the message because you're looking at the messenger.
Break it down for me.
And I know we cut in between part where Kevin on stage did a great job of trying to explain to NLE Chopper what Ray J was trying to relay to him. So it's hard to follow Ray J because he's not as eloquent as using his speech and putting his words together for you to understand, because Ray J still hood. So he only learns a certain level of that. And so he's trying to give it to NLE Chopper to help him understand, hey, there are some things in life you can go through experiences, but there's another level of experience that you gain just by being alive in age, right? Because you're different in your 20s than you're different in your 30s than you were in your 20s. You're different in your 40s than you were in your 30s.
Right.
You're definitely different in your 50s than you were in your 40s. And so trying to help him understand that, Ray J was like, look, you got to be in a position to just listen to what we're talking about, ingest it, and not try to interject and try to punch above your weight in the conversation. Meaning that when you're young, like you said, you're young, you know it all, you think you learned everything because you've gone through a few experiences, and so you think you figured it out. We've all done that. And when you get around older people, sometimes you try to pump your chest and say, hey, yeah, I know what I'm talking about too. I'm right up here with you. Right here with you. But you're not, because you haven't lived enough to know what it's really about. And so he was saying, like, look, yeah, because I've been in your shoes and I did the same thing you did. I listened, but I really didn't listen. I heard you, but I didn't listen. And just seeing that play out on that type of platform was an awesome way to experience, because we experience this in our jobs too. You ever had somebody come in and think that they know everything about, the numbers and finance and this, that, and the other, and come to find out them, well, this number doesn't match that number. It was, okay, is the bottom line the same? Is the payment the same? Yes. Well, this number doesn't match that number. How come is this? We're going around in circles. The bottom line number matches and the payments match and the interest rate matches. Those are only things that matter, right? At the end of the day, on how it operates. And so you run into these experiences on a regular basis. It's just awesome to see it play out on that type of platform that people can see.
Yeah. So overall, so what's your major takeaway? What do you?
Well, there was two things. So that conversation was really about mental health. Men's black mental health, and to talk about each of their individual struggles and things they went through. Having Ray J on, having Jonathan Majors on when he went through his thing, having Kevin on stage on there, and having NLE Chopper on there gave you great different viewpoints of 3 different men in their lives, 4 different men, 5 different men in their lives, and their points allowance and how they dealt with some of the stuff. And a lot of the stuff, some of the stuff was still unresolved. Through the conversations, you could tell a lot of it still was unresolved, but it did put into the perspective that you can go through life and have different struggles and be in different stages, and you got to realize what stage you're in to be able to recognize and do and work better through it, and figure things out in a better manner, and open yourself up, more importantly, to to knowledge and information.
But you're saying in certain situations, though, just the, just you being in the age of, let's say, the realm of being in your 30s, you just might take a situation and break it down differently than you would if you were in your 20s, just off
100%.
the show.
100%. Yeah. When you were 23, you wouldn't, there were some things that you react to differently when you were 23 versus how old you are now. 100%, right? Because now.
But does it come from age or just the experience?
It comes from age.
Okay.
It comes from age. Because before, if you were the type to be, if you were on edge and you can flip the switch quick because somebody said something wrong to you, you're now older with a little more experience. With age, you won't react the same way as you did before, because you understand what that decision that you make, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, how it's going to affect everything in your life. Right? When you're younger, you don't think that deep about a decision, about going, about throwing hands. You don't think about the decision. It's like kids. So I don't think about that decision on how that changes their, moving forward.
It goes back. What's up, Binky? It goes back to that. It goes back to that emotional intelligence. Like I would definitely say my emotional intelligence has improved and changed dramatically over the years. I can equate that to K Dizzle being just time or my experiences and what I went through in life. The way I really get, disappointed, not to go off topic, but it's like, damn, I wish I was more emotional intelligent, like I know better. To whereas maybe 10 years ago, I didn't have that, even at that moment, say, damn, I'm smarter than that. Maybe I should have did it this way. So I can agree with you. It probably is, very true that you got to actually touch 35 and go through some things to be able to give that advice. And I don't know if they're going to be able to take that advice, because this generation, they got to, get their hand burnt. They got to feel that heat before they learn something. So that's a whole different conversation.
We all had to get our hand burnt for things to really learn. We all in certain aspects, and what we try to do as parents, or we try to do as people who love other people, make sure they don't go past the point of no return. You know what I'm saying? You got to allow some people to go through some things in order for them to figure out what's right and what's wrong. And that's just the nature of the beast, what we call life. So look.
Before you continue though, bro, while we got people coming through in the chat, we do have a guest tonight. We're gonna get into that. But man, go ahead and take a moment to give a shout out to what you got going on. Let people know what K Dizzle has coming down the pipe. Because I'm excited for it, man. Like I said, a lot of our day ones are here. We got Bianca tonight, we got Kimmy, we got Erica. We got enough said. What's coming out of the pipe, man?
Okay. You're gonna force my hand, because I was gonna blaze right through it, because we gotta get in a deep dive. But look, I have just started a venture, a video podcast with my sisters. If y'all don't know, I've got 4 sisters, 2 older, 2 younger, and three of my sisters and myself started a podcast, and we're talking really about us growing up and learning each other and having meaningful conversations about life, growth, relationship, and we ask ourselves questions that invoke these deep conversations. We just launched the first episode. What was it? When did we launch the episode? This morning, last night. So it's easy. I ain't gonna go too heavy deep in it. But you can check us out on all platforms. The name of it is Roots, Boots, and Wings. If you go to any platform and type in Roots, Boots, and Wings, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to check it out and see what it's about. And yeah, man, it's just 3 of my siblings having fun, sitting down, talking, having a good conversation. And intriguing, and I'll tell you, I promise you, I know you'll get something from it. I definitely know you'll get something from it. If you want, I'll play this quick short from it, so you can get an idea, see what it is. So I think this is a sneak peek that we put up. So
Yo, what up? I didn't tell my sisters that I'm releasing this quick clip of the episode 1, give you a sneak peek into it, because I'm editing and I can do what I want, baby. So look, episode drops Sunday at midnight. Go check it out. Roots, Boots, and Wings. Here's a quick clip of it. See me, tell me what you think.
Yeah, so I felt like my superpower was protector. Not that I was your parent, but I always got put in that caretaking, of you kind of role.
Okay. So like Superman-ish.
Superwoman.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so yeah.
Not Hulk.
Not Hulk, like
Not like Hulk. No, more like I don't know, is Florence Nightingale a superpower? Like, yeah.
What you, Florence?
Some people who know
Some
who she
people
is.
know she. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, generally.
Who is Florence
Not
Nightingale?
Superman. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman.
Okay, Wonder
Woman
All
would
right.
be it.
Yeah. It's really my sisters. Sitting down talking. It's really good feedback from me so far. If you got some time, man, go check it out. It's only about 38 minutes. I don't know what the hell Florence Nightingale is until she said I had to go look it up. But but yeah. And it's I got one. It's my oldest is 10 years older than me. He's 54. I got one that's 5 years older than me. One's a year younger, and the other one is 6 years younger than me. So we got a lot of time and age, and 16 years in between all of us. So it gives some decent perspective on. We're still in the close generations, but you get different perspectives on their ages. So shout out to my sister. Shout out to Roots, Boots, and Wings. And if y'all want to go check it out, go check it out. We appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten so far. But yeah, let's get back to the matter at hand. Okay. The matter at hand. And I know this is episode 126. And if you rolled in.
Damn.
Yes. Yeah. 126. We rolled in and we talked about, it says man of the house, right? We really want to get into this because it's important, and it's a really, really epic conversation. Before I do that, we actually have a guest tonight. Shout out to y'all just in here. We got a guest tonight that want to come in. You want to introduce him, Hef?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you what. Joining us tonight is my guy, man. Met him not too long ago. Great professional, man. Good brother, man. Nice guy, full of wisdom. I really enjoyed, our professional relationship that we've had so far. And he found out, all dressed up, was rocking. We've been doing this for 125 episodes, man.
Player.
And he had a chance to see a couple of episodes and was like, man, I'm trying to come on there and talk my shit. I said, of course you can, Q. So my guy, Q, is going to be joining us, man. We're going to break down some fun topics tonight. What it do, Q? Welcome to
Let's see if it's working or not.
the All Dressed Up podcast.
Q, turn your mic on. If it ain't working, we're going to just come back on and come back off, or hit that link.
My mic should be working.
There it is. Mic's working.
Mic's working. All is well.
It's a live show, man. We ain't used to running perfect. We be live, but we can get you in here visually soon, hopefully.
Absolutely. Let me see if it's on my end.
We'll figure it out. But look,
it's all good.
I
can see you and I can hear you.
Yeah, that's cool. That works.
All right.
You want to start off the topic because you asked a great question. So first of all, we said man of the house and what that means. We really need to talk about this because there is like a sonic cost of maybe outdated expectations of what the man of the house is, what that means, and what the real roles are. Let me start by asking you, Hef, what do you, when you hear that, when you say, well, guys say like I'm the man of the house, or we the man of the house, or even in the chat, what is a man? What does quote unquote man of the house mean to you?
So, are you asking?
I'm asking you. And put it in the chat.
All right. Chat. We're talking about man of the house to open up the conversation, man. Put the number back up, 2K Dizzle, if you can. If you want to join us, feel free. hopefully, Q, we can get your visual working. But man of the house is like the leader. Synonymously, the first word that comes to her, the man of the house is going to take care of the house, protect the house. You know, those of that man's house is going to follow him because they trust him. They believe that he has their lives and their futures and, you know, the best well-being. And typically that's the biggest responsibility, is that you're the leader and you're going to make sure everything is taken care of in that house.
Q, when you
And in turn,
go ahead.
But go ahead.
Yeah, Q, what do you hear when somebody say I'm the man of the house? What do you hear?
I believe as being the man of the house is you standing on the front line and shielding the ones behind you.
Protector. Okay.
Protector, right? Provider. And the thing is, you know, as the man of the house, you have to step into roles that you technically didn't know were coming. You know, a lot of times, you know, because for me, I didn't grow up with a dad in the house, and so I'm learning as I go along through life, right? Just from experiences. You know, certain things of, you know, if there's a rodent, you know, in the garage or something, who's got to go take care of it? You know, you're not going to expect the wife to go and handle it. You know what I mean? And so the thing is with that, you know, they don't realize that as the man of the house, on the inside, you're probably screaming like a little girl yourself, right? But you can't let them see that. You know what I mean? I think as the man of the house, you have to have a certain level of emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Your offspring has to see how you handle yourself as a professional, as a father, as a man. You know, I have 4 kids myself, and so, you know, just showing them how things are done, as you know, from my perspective,
yeah,
I think matters. You know what I mean? They can't see me crash out, for lack of better words. You know what I mean? They have to see that I handle myself in a way that people have no other choice but to respect me when we're handling business or when things get, you know, sidetracked. And I think I want my kids to see that and mirror that when the time comes for them.
Okay. So that sounds, you gave a great description of it. And what I heard from it a lot, it sounds like a lot of pressure.
Oh yeah.
So sounds like a lot of pressure, you know, put on someone who's carrying that mantle of man of the house. So how do you personally deal with that pressure?
Honestly, man, I don't even know if I'm really dealing with it.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of times that I can't show the softer side to the family. They can't see me break down trying to figure out what the next move is. You know what I mean? And so
why
you know, a lot go ahead.
Why is that?
Because I believe that if they see me break down, they would look at it as uncertainty.
Okay.
In a sense of, man, if he's breaking down, then we must be in a really bad situation. Does he know what to do next? You know what I mean? And for me as a father and a husband, I feel like I have to have all the answers. I feel like I have to have all the solutions. I feel like I have to uphold a certain standard. And honestly, I don't even know if it is a pressure that is put on us as men and husbands and fathers from our spouse or our children. I think it's pressures that we put on ourselves.
How do you
question? I want to ask a quick question to both of you guys, because as you answer that question, Q, like a lot of things popped in my head. So great feedback from you. Have you guys, and I'm asking two fathers, two great black fathers of 4 children apiece. Have you ever, as being the man of the house, done things that you feel like you regret doing them because it might have affected that image? Like, have you guys made decisions like with your partner, with your children, that you wish that you may have not done because it could have maybe tarnished not of your complete outlook of you as a father, but just affected anything? Like, I'm gonna speak for myself real quick. Like, for me, I got to a point to where I would always complain. I was complaining a lot, and I still do. And in the beginning, my girl, love her very much. She seemed like she was there to listen to those complaints, and it would be a lot about work. And like you said, like, you can't really show. You didn't use the word weakness, but that's kind of how I take it. Like, you can't show as the man of the house weakness. Like, I would come home complaining about my day, not necessarily crashing out saying I'm gonna give up or I'm gonna quit, but I showed that level of like and uncertainty. Just like, if you're coming home complaining this much about work, how good are we? So I just want to throw it back to you guys because I thought you brought up some great points. But have you guys fell into that situation?
Q, you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay, cool. First of all, shout out to Roland, came in the building. Also, Darian, what's good, fellas? Q nailed it. Most of us are winging it because we didn't have pops growing up. Frontline general with no emotion.
Great point.
So I have to say this, I take my experience with. It's funny that we talk about my experience growing up with my sisters. One of the things that it taught me was patience, a lot of patience and understanding, and it helped me understand how to raise the 4 girls that I have now. And for me, I lost my father when I was 8, and so I didn't have a steady, consistent, father figure in the house. I kind of had to figure it out for myself. But what it did teach me is, working, growing up and living with women, was that the patience and the compassion, I was a little more open to communication than, let's say, normal guys are. I'm able to talk and communicate to ad nauseum, and I see what you're saying. Like, you don't want to. This is the stigmatism that every man deals with, being the man of the house. We don't want to show weakness. We don't want to show uncertainty. We don't want them to worry, right? We want them to know that you are loved, you are provided for, you are protected. And the universe could be crashing down around us internally, but we have built this thing where we say we can't show these things because it's going to make us look, again, weak, or not feckless, but void of leadership, or fearful. We are afraid of transferring those fears to our kids because we don't want them to feel the pressures that we feel. And you asked the question earlier, have too, is it always a good thing to be vulnerable with your partner? And this exact topic that we're talking about right now is part of that crux where we struggle with: do I tell her this or do I not? Do I show this or do I not? And we are always sitting, we as men are always on the front lines with no emotions, but we're dying inside because we're not using it. We're not finding an outlet to really have a conversation. And for me, I had to learn to have those conversations because I understood the partnership. Because if I didn't, like, everybody gets to a certain point where, it's going to come out. Like you said, you're going to have an incident where you're going to either complain, or it's going to come out and it's going to spaz out and it's going to become an event. Either it's something abusive, something disruptive, or something that's detrimental to your relationship. You say some things that you shouldn't have said out of out of the anger that you're feeling that you don't know how to deal with, or you don't know how to really work through, right? And I know I know I'm gonna slow down.
Well, let me
But
interject and say this real quick. Like Q brought up a point, and he said, and Darian said the same thing. A lot of us grew up without a pops in the household, right?
Mhm.
And unfortunately, you lost your father at a young age, and that's in itself a difficult situation. Um, we don't know really how to do. No, we didn't see anybody do it. We didn't see the on the job work being done. Like I saw my grandmother struggling to raise her kids, her grandchildren, include me, feed me. I didn't have that male to watch. And then the men that I did watch come around, I used to see them get away with a lot of bullshit. They didn't necessarily get held to the standard expect a real father or real man of the house standard to be held to. So my biggest thing is like, where do you find that outlet? And I'm gonna ask you, like, where do you, instead of suppressing all these emotions, like how do we get it out so we can continue to be better for our family? Because I feel like it's a slippery slope. If you start dropping that emotional laundry on your partner and on your kids, are you losing that same effect?
Sure.
And what do you do? Like what is the answer?
First and foremost, I believe being connected to like-minded brothers helps out a lot, right? Having conversation with a brother that you first and foremost trust, and because that in itself is tough to come by, right? But someone that is like-minded, that is dealing with the same things that you're dealing with, and possibly may have dealt with what you're going through, because they're able to tell you how to get through it and how to take those steps, right? I didn't grow up with my dad in the house. However, I was able to meet my dad at the age of 23, and he and I are probably tighter than new rope. And so I call on him a lot. He's a minister, and he just has a way of being able to vocalize some of the things that I'm dealing with that I don't know how to vocalize, and how to really get through it. He's almost like he went to school for counseling and things of that nature. So, he has that ability to be able to talk me through it, where I'm like, okay, now you understand what I'm dealing with. All right, cool. And so he's able to, let me know, it's not easy. However, you can work this out, right? And so with that, I think it's really important to have, like I said, like-minded brothers that can hear you and also impart in you some of the things that they've dealt with themselves.
Yeah, and I'll look, Bianca, say it again for the people in the back. We have a stigmatism in our culture about therapy that we've been chipping away at for decades now. But how do we deal with it? We seek therapy. The issue is a lot of, like, even in this chat, as we're talking right now, and every man that has heard us have this conversation or heard of this conversation before, it's very difficult, like you said, Q, to find someone of like mind to help you, guide you through what you're going through. When you can take the simple conversation, keyword like-minded, and that's difficult because it's difficult for us as a man to find another man to confide in because of our pride. We don't want our family to see us weak. We don't want another man to see us weak.
Right.
We don't want another man to know I got these issues inside, and I don't want you to think less of me, or for that matter, go tell anyone else. So,
but it's funny you say that, because I want to say some crazy shit, right? It's funny you say that, because I got in therapy a couple years ago,
Yeah.
And shout out to my therapist, another great black man named Mark in Arizona, right? And long story short, and Shanae will attest to this, Q, that's my girl. Mark would give me advice that I would tell her that he gave me. I would share it. And he would say, in follow up, did I exercise teaching me? And I couldn't lie to him. And I would say, nah, I didn't find time to write down my thoughts or to practice mindfulness. And he said to me, he was like, brother, I'm not going to keep taking your money if you're not going to put these practices into effect into your daily life to try to change. And my point is, I started to go to therapy and tell him things to almost please him because I didn't want to look bad. And that's crazy that you say that. And I'm just being honest, keeping it, open.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a man thing or if that's an ego thing, but it's like we don't want to look bad. We don't want to open ourselves up and expose ourselves and show our weaknesses. And then it's like if you do that to your wife, when that her man is the best, person that she can depend on, if you come home and you scary,
And here's the biggest thing. And Bianca's about to be, she hit on it before. She's been typing. Understand that being a man does not mean no emotion. The right female knows this. You can be emotional with your spouse. You won't be looked at as weak. Y'all feelings and emotions are valid too. But you got to understand this, Bianca. Growing up in a male-dominated society, as all these different characteristics, you are being taught and programmed that you shouldn't show and express your feelings in these manners because it is not manly. It's not respected. But again, I had to learn how to be vulnerable with my wife. I had to learn how to be open and honest about my feelings. And I had to learn to do that. And doing that grew our bond stronger. But more importantly, it helped me deal with the issues that I was dealing with inside better because I felt like, all right, I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not putting on a mask to show that everything is right and dandy. Or even with my, I have conversations with my kids too. We come together and talk and work some stuff out, because we gotta be understanding that none of us are perfect. Everybody's learning as life is moving on, and we got to experience this thing more importantly together. The danger lies within us not talking, not having the conversation. And we got to figure out a way to remove that pride or that fear in order for you to be able to have an open and meaningful conversation. And look, shout out to my girl. She's like, yeah, I need to be up on this.
I want to say this real quick before you tag Bianca in, right? So Q, yeah. I met K Dizzle years ago before we got into this podcast thing. We worked together as well briefly. And one thing about K Dizzle, can you hear me, Q?
Yes.
One thing about KD is that I've never seen him, quote unquote, lose his cool. And he's done a lot of the things that I've done daily as far as career. You know what I'm saying? I've watched him, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Like I've always seen him keep his composure in a lot of situations. Comparing that to, I've had my spaz out moments, like to where like I've been in the same situation, kind of like that I know Kermit's been in, because he's got 4 daughters. He's been through this, he's been through that, and I felt like spazzing out. So I look at him and I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Q, and Q as well. I told you the same things. I say to K Dizzle, like, how do you do it, man? How do you keep that calm, that smile, all this? And he says, never break character, man. So I got to give you guys kudos, man, because maybe it comes down to the age thing. I'm 39, but it's hard. And sometimes Shanae tells me, she was like, call Kermit, ask him, ask him what he does. When he feels this way.
I was in the streets younger, so I did a lot of crazy stuff when I was younger. I was a young man with a lot of anguish, but again, that it goes down to the experience, right? That I talked about from the get-go. It's just I really do take it attached to growing up around women, being able to express my feelings, being able to talk, being able to have conversations, being able to be being able to have patience and being open and honest. And so
If I could, I want to
go
I
ahead,
want to
Q.
piggyback off of what Bianca has put.
She right here.
She in
right
the
here.
building.
She in the building.
HCG is in the
y'all.
building. What's
Okay.
good, Bianca?
Go ahead, Q.
Miss Bianca, what do you say in a situation where, because you made the comment about, the right female knows this, right? Understanding that being a man doesn't mean no emotion. What if, I don't want to say it's too late, but what if you already have that spouse or that partner?
Yeah.
And where you're saying the right female, well, in a lot of cases, that man, because of who that man is not going to leave his family to search for that right woman. So if you're already in your situation, how does that female know that, okay, being a man doesn't mean no emotion?
Because hoes can grow.
Hey, yes, it's back. It's back.
Because let's be real. When you going through life, you grow, you learn, you experience. So if you already married, already got the girl, whatever, don't want to give up the family, cool. But that doesn't mean you have to be stagnant. That doesn't mean you have to sit there and be stuck that way and feel that way. And if this person is for you, because I do believe on moving on. If you feel like you weak because of you showing emotion and you're a man, you have to communicate these things to this partner. Like, communication is huge. It's like big. It's like huge.
We gotta
Okay,
get
it's really big. Because some people, they not gonna read your mind. Some people might be stuck in the old ways of y'all just being y'all.
Yeah.
And you might haven't said these things. So I would give that person a chance first to even understand it, and then give yourself a chance by learning how to communicate that in the right way. You know what I mean? Like how to really get through to your partner or to whomever you talking to. And then it's how they receive it.
Yeah.
Then you know how to operate from there, to me. But did I answer the question?
Yes, you did.
I think you want to say B.
But to piggyback off of you, when you said we've learned these things, we haven't grown up with these things, like you haven't had an example. That's a lot of excuse for a lot of people. And nobody gave us a book on being a mom, even though I had a mom. It's certain things my mom do that I'm not gonna do.
Yeah.
It's certain ways that she went about things that I'm not going about, certain things like that. You learn what you want to be. And like my Rolly told me all the time, it's never too late to be a better person. It's just never too late. You wake up every day. Thank God you wake up. And that's a new chance for everything new.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be like yesterday, don't be like yesterday. I tell my kids every day, make today better than yesterday.
Yeah.
I say it every day.
Go ahead, Q. What were you saying?
I do not disagree with you, Miss Bianca. However,
why you calling me Miss?
I'm sorry.
Bianca,
Miss Wilson. However, where you say that is an excuse for a lot of men or a lot of people. On the flip side, where you say that you weren't taught how to be a mom.
Yeah.
In essence, as a young girl, you're prepped for that. Because as a young girl, you get baby dolls. And as a young girl, you just automatically will act out what your mom has done with a child. As a young boy, you don't get that example of what it is to be a father if the father's not in the home.
You don't got nothing to see.
Yeah, G.I. Joes.
Right. So as a young girl, you are already prepping. You get the kitchen set. You get the baby doll. You get what I'm saying? So you're subconsciously, as a young girl, you are already prepping yourself to be that mother. It's just what's in you, right? So if let's just say, for instance, you're a young man in KD's situation, he grew up with nothing but females in the house, right? So where did he, or where was he able to get that example of this is how a man is supposed to be in the house?
So I agree, but then I kind of disagree with you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I was prepared to be a girl, not a mother. I was prepared to be a woman, or just growing up as a female. Being a mother and being a female to me is like totally different.
Okay.
Like I know dads that is a mother. Like I know mothers that are dads and moms. Being a mom, you might think you know what you're doing, but you never know what kind of kid you're doing.
Sure.
Like I got two of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got 2 kids, and both of them are different, literally, day and night.
Right.
I could have said, yeah, I was prepared to deal with my first one, but I definitely wasn't prepared to deal with my second.
Right.
Shorty off the chain. I ain't know how to deal with it. I had to learn certain ways. I've learned through the last 2 years how to deal with her, and she's 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
That comes.
what I'm saying is sometimes it's learned behavior.
So it's organic, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like, and then like out the lady, y'all seen the mother on All American?
Mm-hmm.
All American just came out a couple years ago.
Right.
I strive to be like that mom. I want to be like her. She calm in all kinds of situations.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm going to zap out the moment something go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, it's certain people, like you said before, like-minded people. It's certain people that I can talk to that I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get that. Whatever y'all got going on, I need to get that. Like, I can talk to Rolly, I can talk to Malika all day long. Certain things I can just go to her for. She going to put me in the right headspace.
Yeah.
And not just because I was shown it. It's a different way of being.
Yeah.
I don't want to be how I was yesterday. I don't want to be the mother I was when I had them at 19. I'm 36.
Yeah, and so the biggest thing is
it's like if you want to do better, you'll do better. If you they say if you know better, you do better.
It's part, like you said, it's all about choices. It's all about choices and decisions that we make. If you want to get better, you're going to seek the help that you need. Not everybody has like-minded people around them. And even if you are growing and your mind and your ideas change and it is different from those that are around you, some people have difficulty getting out of those circles. And so you got to be able to be open to that therapy, right? Finding somebody, finding help to get you to the next step. And it's always a choice. Even people with fathers in their homes still don't know how to be good dads because either they didn't pay attention or they were rebellious or the dad learned bad behavior from his dad.
Right. Set a bad
his dad and it becomes generational.
example. Right.
And so
things can become hard. Like I've seen males with females that might not be together, but then like it's so hard to get your kid. It's so hard to do anything. Like every time you get them, it's chaos. Every time you try to go get them, it's chaos. Like some dudes be like, I ain't with none of that.
So, yeah, some people are just magnets of chaos.
Yeah,
and they grew up in that, and that's the only place that they know how to function.
Yeah.
And so if you got people around you like that, then you're going to be swept in chaos.
You're going to be chaos
consistently. And that's when we talk about getting out of those circles and finding those like-minded people. If you can't find them in your normal circles or the people you grew up with or your family members or the friends around you, then it takes an absolute choice. You have to make a conscious decision to step outside of your comfort zone, to seek more help, to seek more assistance so you can get better to where you want to be. And going back to the question he said is like, well, what if your partner isn't there yet? And Bianca made a great point. Your partner might not be there yet, but that still doesn't preclude you from allowing yourself to be vulnerable with that person.
HCG.
Yeah, if you don't,
Yeah.
then you just make your situation worse. And if they don't accept it right then and there, they're going to listen to it and hopefully internalize it and say, okay, I really need to take these things into consideration and we need to figure out a way together. And that's when you start growing as a unit now. And you're not going to, and that's not going to happen overnight. I'm talking from 18 years of marriage, right? So
you know, that to me, determines of who are my people.
yeah.
When I
look at me. That's just, it's not going to happen overnight.
It's not going to happen overnight, but for somebody to put effort into changing or being away for you says a lot about that person.
Absolutely.
Now, if I don't say something to you, and a year from now you still, I can't do nothing with you. I gotta let you.
So essentially, saying is it's fluid, meaning to say it's going to be an ever changing, evolving situation of being that man or leader of the house. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Bianca, Shanae, and I have a lot of these talks, and not to put too much out there because she ain't here to defend herself, but she ends a lot of these conversations with leading with action because I talk a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know I talk a lot. Y'all know I talk. I'm in sales. I talk. And sometimes I come off very salesy to my girl. And I'm like, yeah, I try to clean in this house. And she's like, look, I'll submit and follow to you, but you have to lead with action. So I'm gonna give her some love for what she tells me. Take that advice and pass it to y'all. Like, I mean, y'all don't know. Y'all good, but everybody else is
nobody.
lead with action.
Nah, don't believe the hype. Tell him, B.
That's with any gender. I give a good goddamn.
Right.
I'm in the same sex marriage. I be yeah. You want me to do certain things? I'm gonna need you to do some certain things. You know what I mean? Like it's really a give and take here.
It's give and take.
It's so much of a give and take. I mean, me and Ashley had this conversation today.
It's the law of reciprocity, 100%.
Yeah.
And then we have these things called like check-ins. So like we'll do like a check-in date.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these dates go great.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these dates end up a little sideways. Yeah, but I don't, like she worked for the government, so she on furlough right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she been in the house more.
Oh yeah.
And I'm out work. I got a new dog. I got girls. You know, and I still feel like I'm doing all this stuff. And you home furlough. Like, like, wait a minute, hold up. What's going on? You ain't get up and wash no clothes?
Hey, Malika Q Bianca K. Malika tell me off the break. She was like, "You're not just gonna throw money at me." And I said,
"I don't care how much."
I said, "Q, I'm just not gonna throw money." Where I come from, if a man's paying the bills, everything's straight, he good. But she was like, she want to see the same effort in the house. I said, let me call KD and ask him, is this what they got to do out here in these streets?
Yes.
But apparently,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes.
So with that being said, I had a conversation with my wife because she feels the same, that I don't do enough around the house, right? However, the conversation also went with, well, if someone is coming through the front door that's not invited, I don't expect you to stand in the way, right? The thing is,
I'm confused.
You get it. Yeah, you get it.
I got what EQ for K does on the people in the back. Because that shit is so funny. But go ahead.
If someone's coming in the front door uninvited, I don't expect her to stand in the way. I may not pick up. Yeah.
Quick, Q, I'm gonna let you finish. Look at B.
Explain that one.
No, B, that I gotta be. Don't worry about it.
I need enough clarity.
My responsibility in the house may not be your responsibility in the house. It may not happen or occur as much as hers does when it comes to the cleaning of the house and things of that nature. However, I don't expect her to take her vehicle to the shop when it needs to be maintenance. I don't expect her to once again protect the house because that's my role. Our roles are different. And at the end of the day, to Marcus's point, you either have time or money. You can't have both. If you have my time, we're not making the money.
All right.
And if we are making the money, you don't have all of my time.
All right. Let me answer that.
Yes, sir.
How long you guys been together?
My wife and I have been together for 12 years.
12 years. Congratulations.
Married 10. Yeah.
Married 10.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Okay.
Thank you.
I will say this: when you're talking about a relationship and a partnership, right? We talk about roles. We talk about roles in the house, and we talk about roles in the relationship. Like we choose, there's certain things like.
Bianca on.
The easiest way I can say it is this: you have roles and you have responsibilities. Okay. We both have a role as a male, as
I like how
one,
you put that.
we have 1 and 2, right? We both have roles that we play. You do some things, you do everything. But where we get mistaken sometimes as men is the responsibilities part. The responsibilities part is you have a responsibility to also serve your wife in the way that she needs to be served, and also to show up for her in the way she needs to be served. So men will say like, oh, I work, I pay all the bills, and I shouldn't have to come home and do dishes. That is not a role. That's a responsibility. It's not fair for the woman to have to do the dishes for the rest of the life that you guys stay together for.
But what
Does that
Q's
make sense?
saying, but what Q's saying is it fair? But is it fair for the man to have to protect the house 1,000,000% of the time?
There's no such thing as fairness when you talk about a relationship.
I told you, baby, we can protect
There's no such thing.
Bianca, ain't nobody fucking with your house.
Yeah,
So
here's what I'm saying. There's no such thing as fairness when you're talking about relationship. You're talking about a partnership. We're trying to say, okay, you do this and I do that. I don't, but I'm only going to do this much. No, it don't work. It does not work that way long term. It's going to come to a head where if you miss out, you ever say your job is to take your trash out, right? Mm-hmm. What happens when you miss the trash? Does she not go ham?
Yeah, I go ham and I take it out. But after I done took it, if I gotta put my hands on it, you already know I'm cussing. Okay.
So wait a minute.
So wait a minute. That's the thing in my house. If I gotta touch the trash to take it and put it at the curb, I'm gonna cuss.
That's your thing, right? So
that's my thing.
Let me give you.
But if she's sick, if she hurt, she sleep, whatever.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try to wake her up.
She's not making your point,
But look, here's the thing. If you come home and you see your wife's worn out, the kids worn her out, this, that, and the other, and you see dishes in the sink, do you or do you not take the initiative to take care of the dishes in the sink, knowing that the hard day, the hard week, or whatever's going on with her, take one of those things off the plate?
So, to give a little insight, I have a 16-year-old daughter, and so that's part of her responsibility to the house. Is the dishes, right? Now,
but let me ask you: if you see the dishes there, and let's say the 16-year-old's out, she's soccer practice, whatever case may be, and the dishes are there, do you take care of the dishes? Or
I will in the event that my wife says, "Hey, can you handle the dishes for me?"
And this is what I want to explain to you. Okay,
Bianca, funny.
This is what I want to. That's laughing. So, and this is what I want to explain to you. Okay, being in a true partnership is coming home and seeing something needs to be done and just do it. Just doing it.
But she ain't. But Q says she ain't just get up and pay all the bills.
So here's the
I'm playing devil's advocate. Don't get mad at me.
But you
I
got
don't give up.
you got to understand the dynamics of a partnership, right? At the end of the day, we all share the same space. We all share the same living space. If let's say you were thinking about washing some clothes, I'm giving the hella example. You wash some clothes and you put them to the side. You might have separated them, and you came home and they were already done. How'd you feel about that? Fantastic. Thank you so much, babe. I appreciate you all you've done. Imagine doing that for them when they've had a long day or an exhausting situation, or they're stressed out on something that they couldn't even talk to you about because it was so soul bending. You doing that on a simple thing raises the bar on you guys' relationship and her being able to be honest, open, and transparent with you. It can change the dynamic of your relationship, even if it's going south, up, down, left, or right.
I think
these are basic partnership things. You got to take out the stigmatism of I do this and you do that. Now, if it comes to the point where you come in and say, okay, if I'm doing this consistently, all right, this is getting out of hand. Like Beyonce said, all right, look, I ain't trash. That's my no.
But it goes back to the old fashioned question, Kato. What tag way more than the other? Like,
here's your problem. No. Here's your problem.
Here's
your problem. Old fashioned.
But that's what I'm saying. But some people do that.
You do this.
Old fashioned. It's old fashioned.
Yeah, right.
You're trying to recreate ways that people used to live, and it didn't work. You got to remember, when that old fashioned stuff, people stayed together because they had kids. People stayed together because sometimes a woman couldn't get a similar paying job, or they got shunned when they didn't stay with their husband, or the man, whatever the case may be. This is a different reality that we live in, and you
throw that away.
Throw it away.
That ain't gonna work.
You got to come in.
It's 2025.
You got to come in.
Women is making more money than men.
So can I stay home and can you protect the house?
Who?
It's a real question. I gotta ask.
This is why I don't be wanting to join you because I done had a good day. I wasn't cussing as much. Now you trying to make me cuss.
Bianca, we love you here, Bianca, but I gotta ask a question.
What you talking about?
Look.
What?
I'm asking you.
Listen,
it's in 2025.
So if everybody gotta make their marriage, their people, their relationships, whatever shit you got going on, work, right? So if we started turning this wheel of relationship, whatever the case may be, you have these conversations. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? How we gonna work? How we gonna operate this household? Blah 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 blah. Those things can change any day of the week. Something can happen.
Yeah.
Something can happen. My baby furlough. I'm pray to God I got pray no mortgage, but if I got mortgage. You just understand. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching the news every day, so I gotta see if I gotta pay mortgage. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I do, I'm going to cry, but I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna make her feel like you need to go get another job or something like that. Like, I'm not gonna do that. You gonna ask me some questions about no mortgage, no day, no time.
However,
she gonna ask me now. I ain't gonna hold you. She better let me know. Soon.
That's the conversation, right?
That's the conversation because I got stuff going on.
Yeah,
it's coming out. Stuff like that. It's all about communication.
100%.
But understand this: just because you go out there and pay a mortgage and think that you could protect, and protect the home. Don't think you can't wash a dish.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new consensus now in 2025.
Yeah, Q, what are you about to say? Because I'm gonna wrap it up in a second. Go ahead.
Well, I was getting ready to say to Bianca's point where she was speaking about her paying the mortgage and that part of it, right? And you're not going to make her feel like she needs to go get a job and things of that sort. However, in a lot of situations, that's not the case. In a lot of situations, if the man has been paying the mortgage and paying the bills, and all of a sudden he does not have it to pay, she might take care of it, but you will hear about it. You will suffer the darts that
I
are
agree.
thrown,
So
and
I
she's
think you're
looking
going.
for
I think you're going to
she's
hear
looking
about
for a
it depending
solution.
on the situation. I think you're going to hear
Sure.
about it depending on the situation. Now, I said my baby furloughed. Now, if she done quit, now wait a minute now, cause yeah,
So-
wait a minute. If she done quit, what you talking about? You put us here. You gonna hear my mouth.
Yeah.
You know she smoke weed and she know she ain't be smoking no weed. You put us here.
Right.
You gonna hear my mouth. And it depends on how long. Oh my God.
Yeah. So look, let me wrap this, because here's what I'm saying to that, Q. If you're gonna hear it from your missus when they're doing that, then you gotta really evaluate where your relationship is and where the partnership is.
Evaluate that when you put somebody there.
No. You got to talk about. Here's the thing, because if you in it together, if it's a true partnership and things happen, and let's say you furloughed, you got fired, or whatever the case may be, you quit because it was whatever the case may be.
I ain't
right?
trying to hear that. You see
I
that
know
part?
you're not trying to hear
I
that.
ain't trying to hear whatever the case may be. You know why? Because you know we in there and we need jobs.
Correct.
So
We
that
need
means if
jobs.
I gotta go and suck up some stuff,
Well, let me
you
finish.
better go and suck up some stuff. Every job ain't easy. Every job not gonna just hand you thousands of dollars. They gonna hand you problems and all this. Y'all know how jobs go.
So let me finish.
But what if that was reversed though?
Well,
Yeah.
I would hear it.
No. Let me finish.
You're gonna say like, all right, look, I'm not doing the household shit right now because of XYZ. Give them a pass. I'm not gonna be hard on my partner because they're going through something.
I'm only using that one example that we just said, right? Talking about the mortgage. If the mortgage, if your significant other, like you said, if the significant other has to pay it, in some instances, you're going to hear about it, or they're going to throw it back in your face. That's not a healthy relationship. You got to question where your partnership is. Yeah, like you said, throw it back in your face. Oh, I had.
Yeah, I don't know about throwing it in your face.
You ain't got that
but I
job.
know
You quit that
that
job. You gotta ask yourself where y'all at.
asking for. You know what I mean? I know if you like delivery doing something, you're gonna hear about it. Like you're not just about to quit your job.
Yeah,
You ain't say nothing to me about quitting your job. You thought you was just gonna quit your job. Like
yeah.
What the hell? Like you don't know. You didn't quit the job with another job. You ain't say, hey, I need 2 more weeks because I get paid in 2. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
That's where the communication rolls in. That's where the communication rolls in. If you're not 100% communicating on that aspect, then you really have to reevaluate where your relationship is. Because if you just go up and quit a job and don't tell them, say, yeah, I can't pay it this month, that is crazy in itself. But if
I agree.
But if something happens where you lose your job or you're furloughed, and your significant other, hey, all right, we're gonna rock it, but you need to figure it out. Or if they're giving you lip about having to do it, that's something completely different, because that's coming from a place of an area in your relationship that you guys aren't communicating effectively, and they're lashing out at you because something's going on. Because in a normal relationship, if y'all toe to toe, if y'all 1 and 2, if y'all step for step, and you got to take care of something, you ain't gonna hear about it until we get to the next step, until we get to the next step. Woo, it was tough doing it while there, but I'm glad we are where we are. We're not gonna beat you down. Your partner should not be beating you down or browbeating you while you're going through something. They should be walking right with you, trying to help you figure it out, and making sure that you're doing the necessary steps to get out of the situation that you're in. So
that's the key.
But again,
that was what you said in the end.
Yeah, but it goes to
you got to be putting the work in to get out of that situation yourself.
Right. And so we got to be able to communicate as men of the house, or whatever the role is, the protector, provider of the house. You have to be able to figure out a way, or to choose to communicate with your significant other, or find therapy, or find some like-minded folks, some people that you admire, that you feel like they're in a better position, or a position that you want to get to, that can guide you to the place that, to guide you in the certain areas where you need assistance from. Regardless of what your background is, everybody needs somebody like that in their life. Period, point blank. And if you don't have someone like that, seek professional help. There's nothing wrong with talking to someone and relieving the stress that's off of your chest. Too many men walk around here and in their old age with all this pent-up anger and frustration and don't know how to deal with it. We can lower the levels of suicide. We can lower levels of homicide, domestic abuse, domestic terrorism. We can lower all the amounts of this unfettered energy that we're not dealing with and not talking about in this community, in all communities, by just being able to understand how to communicate better and being open to it and making the conscious decision to say, I'm not right. I need to figure out how to get better. I need help. I need help to get through what I'm going through. And if you feel like you can't have that conversation with your significant other, your spouse, whatever you call it, if you're in a serious relationship, both of you need therapy to be able to conversate together. Both of you need to get an intermediate so that you can talk about things that you're afraid to talk to each other about. Because if you tried it before and it ends up in an argument, you need therapy. If you're not coming back to it and being open and transparent with each other without being upset or trying to win, you need therapy. And I'll say it last but not least again, if you don't know how to figure it out yourself, seek therapy. Most of your health insurance companies will figure it out. If you can't, find somebody who loves you that'll pay for your therapy. Because I promise you, you have somebody, prayerfully, you have somebody in your life that loves you enough that'll do that for you.
Oh.
Tighten this thing down. Look, B, HCG's in the building. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Love y'all.
HCG.
See y'all.
The Q. We appreciate you, man, for sliding.
I appreciate you guys.
Episode
Big dog Q.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you tune in the next time. Hey, look, tell them where they can find you. This was good, man. This was really good, man. Tell them where they can find you.
Have Streams Media, man, everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, man. Climbback series is still jumping. We love you, Sal. If you want to see a phenomenal NFL podcast, check out the Enough Said Sports Show. Also, 14th ENT is everywhere. K Dizzle DC is everywhere. He's got some big things coming. Boots, Roots, and Wings.
Roots, Boots, and Wings.
I'm excited, man.
We got shorts on that. Explain that whole crazy name on it. It's hilarious, but it's funny that we're talking about this because our first episode just touches into that, into this conversation about being open and transparent, about check-ins and doing stuff like that. So, look, man, this is crazy. We went over, but we loved it because the conversation was exactly what people needed to hear, and we need to talk about these things because mental health is extremely important. Men walk around like a balloon ready to pop, and they don't talk about it, and we got to talk about it. We got to seek therapy. We got to be unafraid to be open, to be vulnerable. I promise you, it will lead to a life of not just ease and comfort, but more importantly, peace. Because we just run and we gun and we figure it out and we deal with it and we just keep stacking it in the back of the mind until it boils over, and you can't live like that. That's not healthy. A lot of us do it so much that it affects our health, and when we start getting sick or start getting heavy or whatever the case may be. So think about these things. Make sure you find the time to seek some help, to seek some guidance. Find some people in your life that can touch and be able to be your rock, your lean person you can shoulder and just be open and transparent with. Figure out a way to have that conversation with your partner because that's important more than anything. And remember, there's a difference between roles and responsibilities. If you accept your role, but hold yourself to the responsibilities to the people that you love, things will just work out and they'll be easier to ingest and move forward. So like, comment, subscribe. If you already know ADU Podcast is everywhere. We love you. We thank you. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I know I rambled heavy, but this was good. It's been a long time since we've gone this long.
Yeah, if you want to be a guest like you, don't forget, man, email us, give us a call. we talk about things that can go an hour and a half. We playing for an hour because it's live, but these conversations get deep, man. So submit your information. Let us know what you want to talk about. Don't be afraid, man. We got the platform for you. And thanks, K Dizzle. Great episode, sir.
Same to you, bro.
You know, and I know, and they know, and we know, we go all in, you know, and I know, they know, 'cause we know.